We've got one more film song soundtrack coming up. I better know a man who's shouting at the radio now. Let's introduce you to him because cinemas aren't reopening yet, but this hasn't stopped films from being released. And a lot of them are going straight to on-demand streaming services. So how do you know which to watch? Well, I've got just the man. It's film critic Van Connor. Welcome, Van. I've gone a bit mad. I'm just singing the introduction. I'm all right. How are you?
Always happy to hear the old fanfare whenever I come on.
Now, don't tell us, but have you got the film from the soundtrack clips that we were playing?
I do. You had me at Iggy Pop. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I thought I'd start easy with that one. Wonderful. Now, what films that we can stream in our very own homes, Van, have you got for us today?
Well, I have two, and I know the first is one that you particularly have something of a soft spot for. And as of tomorrow, Disney Plus are launching, and this is the first time you've ever been able to see this in your home, they are launching a streamable, watchable version of Lin-Manuel Miranda's Hamilton, an American musical, for your viewing pleasure. Of course, as you well know, this is the story of the founding father, Alexander Hamilton, the father of the modern American financial system. So we have him to thank for that. And this is, of course, the very distinctly musically stylized story of his rise to prominence, his dalliances with power, how he came to set about said system, his relationships, and his untimely demise. And I've got a clip for you that I think you'll be tapping your toes and singing along to somehow, but here we are.
Quick. Oh, Van. I was singing along. Yeah.
Does that take you all the way back to Broadway, does it, Lily?
I tell you what it does do, Van. When I went to see it, I had a super fan to my left who sang the entire way through.
Well, I mean, I have to ask, when did you go and see this? Because this was recorded in, I think it was June 2016, this recording's from.
Yeah, so this is, I think, the Broadway one, isn't it? I might have seen the second incarnation that came to the West End. So I definitely haven't seen this original lineup, so I'm very excited.
So the part of the reason of using this 2016 recording is this was specially done at the time. I think it was done for posterity purposes. I don't believe it was ever intended to be shown, but because of lockdown and people being stuck in their homes, Disney and Lin-Manuel have decided to put it out there. So this is kind of the original lineup. So this is Lin-Manuel Miranda as Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
You've got Daveed Diggs. You've got Leslie Odom Jr., Anthony Ramos. Basically, a lot of people who, in the sort of 4 or 5 years since this, have gone on to quite prominent things. So Daveed Diggs obviously is in Snowpiercer now, and Jonathan Groff appears in this as King George, and we know him from Mindhunter and things like that, and Leslie Odom from Murder on the Orient Express. And so this is kind of the star roster. So obviously, if you showed the current roster, they wouldn't all be in movies. Using this gives it that star presence. It is interesting to see this on any screen, really, for the very first time, because it's such a hyped and sort of modernly iconic work. For me, I think it needs the intermission in the middle of it. Having seen the live show, I'm sure you'll agree, it's quite a long show, and having it with a 60-second interval, you will need to. I would advise pausing and going and having a cup of tea because it's 2 hours 41 minutes. It's a long time, but you know what? I mean, like people like yourself who already like the show are in for a treat to revisit that, and people who haven't seen it will get the chance to see this wonderful work of contemporary stage musical art. A work that really we haven't seen something on this scale, I think, since The Wiz, really, in terms of reinventing the musical, and especially in imbuing it with more contemporary sounds. I would compare it to something like The Wiz in that regard, and of course, a lot of talent on there. It's very understandable how a lot of these people have gone on to become stars, particularly Daveed Diggs. Very understandable in his case. I enjoyed it very much.
Good. We can carry on being friends. Now back back roads, Van. What's this about?
So Backroads, directorial debut and starring actor Alex Pettyfer. This is based on Tony O'Dell's novel of the same name. He is a sort of 18, 19-year-old boy who has to forego his college dreams when his mother is incarcerated for the murder of his father and he's left to raise his sisters. I've got a clip for you.
Where's Misty?
She didn't want to come.
Harley wouldn't let her come.
Why not?
They fight in the truck and it drives me crazy.
Do you want to know where Amber is?
Amber's a big girl, so she probably has plans.
She started dating.
Define dating.
Harley, what's wrong with you?
Oh, creepy. Right, Van, you got 90 seconds to tell me why I should creep myself out.
Well, this is available on digital from Monday. It's a pretty good showreel piece. As a directorial debut for an actor goes, this is a pretty solid one. It has that sort of Winter's Bone-like appeal to it. It's mechanically brilliant, as is, directorially and in terms of the performance from Pettyfer. Mechanically, academically brilliant. It lacks a little bit of the heart and the passion that you would hope for. This is no Braveheart. This is no Dances with Wolves, as far as, actors becoming directors go, but it's solid enough. There's a pretty resoundingly impressive supporting cast. It includes Robert Patrick, Juliette Lewis, Jennifer Morrison, etc. It's not anything you won't have seen before, but it's pretty successful as what it does. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it will engage, it will entertain. It is a bit of down and gritty, homegrown American fiction, for lack of a better term.
Sounds good. Okay, you've sold it to me, Van. Van, thank you so much, and I will be borrowing somebody's Disney Plus for tomorrow, definitely. But thank you so much for your time, Van. Thank you very much. Van Collar, our esteemed film critic.